Jay Ganesha. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to On the Mic, the place where we take conversations you have always wanted to hear, but never found anyone actually talking about them on a grounded, real human way. Today, we are stepping into a topic that shapes up every headline, every war, every trade deal, every election, every sudden world event that shocks us. Who will be the next superpower? Is the world heading toward a single dominating nation again? A unipolar world? A power sharing model? A multipolar world? Or something completely new? A world driven not by loyalty or alliances but by pure transactions? A transpolar world where everyone deals with everyone only when it benefits them. Some say it's a silent global chess game. Some call it planned chaos. Some whisper it's already decided. And others say no one is ready for what comes next. No conspiracies here, but yes, we are going to explore the what ifs that make this discussion so fascinating. And joining me is someone who loves digging into geopolitics with clarity and curiosity. We have Vijay on the show with us. Welcome, Vijay. Let's jump right in.
Uh, Hi viewers, Jay Ganesha. Let's get started.
All right. Well, before we talk about next, let's quickly look at the now. For almost 80 years, the world has been influenced heavily by the US led structure economically, militarily, technologically, and financially. But today, China is rising, India is emerging, Europe is restructuring, Russia is repositioning, Africa is awakening, and even Middle Eastern countries are reinventing themselves. And then there is technology, AI, energy shifts, rare earths, supply chains, all redefining the meaning of power. So the real question is, are we headed toward one superpower or multiple, or a completely new system where no country leads, only interests lead? Let's unpack this. You know, uh, just which I want to ask you or check with you on this. The world today feels like a marketplace of power. Everyone is buying influence, selling alliances, and bargaining their way into relevance. So, do you think the idea of a single superpower is still realistic? If so, how? Just kindly throw your thoughts. I mean, throw light on your views.
I think there are two things here: the perception and the reality.
Hmm.
The reality says that it is not a unipolar world anymore. The perception of yes still believes that they are the only superpower.
Hmm.
So, to put it in a very crisp way, so I think that should be my sharp answer. So you can move ahead for the next one.
Fair enough. Well, when you look at China, its economy, tech push, Belt and Road initiatives, manufacturing dominance, many say China is the natural successor to the US, but others say China has peaked. What's your take? Is China in the race or has it slowed down? What are your views on that?
Definitely, China is not out of the race. If someone is thinking that, I think they have read the wrong books in the market. So, definitely, China is the second largest economy. See, like every economy will have ups and downs. So, from 2000 to 2020, close to until COVID, I think China has got a tremendous growth. Like it has grown like leaps and bounds. So,
Right.
definitely, like once you grow that fast and that stupendously high, so you will have a kind of a saturation or a kind of a correction that happens. So maybe next 5 to 6 years or 10 years, we might see some what do you say setbacks to China or like some set of a correction, but definitely China has a definite space and it is definitely the second superpower, I would say.
Right. Right. Well, Then, how about India, the world's fastest growing major economy, massive youth population, stable democracy? Is India genuinely positioned to be a future superpower, or is it more of a balancing force? Your views on that, please.
I think like Ops Sindur operation, like the 1.0, I think that has actually helped India. Like although India has a lot of things and we are growing as a power post-COVID, like we are the only economy that we are growing and all. As you in the right at the start of the discussion, you said like America has the advantage of it has a military
Right.
advantage, financial advantage, it has a technology advantage.
Technology.
So I think the military advantage or the military capability has been proven in Op Sindur 1.0. And from that particular point of time, initially, in the first 4 to 6 weeks, there was a little bit of negative publicity by China, Pakistan together to
Right.
bring the image of India down. But later part, everyone realized facts are facts at the end of the day. So now you across all the major economies, across all the major channels, you leave it within China or within US or even in the European zone, everyone are saying that a new power has taken birth, and they are considering India as like, so if you take world as a or a three dimension, India, China, and America. If they are thinking considering the world as a four-dimensional world, the fourth one would be European Union. So India is definitely there.
Right. Certainly. Very true. And then there is moving on. And then there is a surprising twist. Many analysts opine the next superpower might not be a country at all. It could be a technology ranging from AI, data, chips, energy storage. So is that a stretch or a genuine possibility? What do you think?
It would be a hybrid of both. I think the next generation, whatever the superpower we will see, I
Hmm.
think it will be more driven by the technology or like tech driven. Like even if you look at US now, I think they say the big seven out of the big seven, like every I think five or six are belongs to the tech, right?
Right,
So it will be more tech driven, but definitely it would be a shared space of superpower because whether someone likes it or not, like we definitely require a what do you say, like some power to guide the entire what do you say, the rest of the nations, right? So definitely it would be a shared superpower space, but technologically driven.
right, right. Well, when it comes to multipolar reality, I find, or rather, I feel, no country today has absolute dominance across all four pillars of power, be it military, be it economy, be it technology, or be it influence. The US leads in tech and military, as we're aware. China leads in manufacturing, certainly. EU leads in regulations, of course. Middle East leads in energy. Yes, we can get to see that. India leads in population strength and growth potential. This is where we stand currently, which is why many experts say the era of multipolarity is already here. But the twist is the poles keep shifting depending on the issue. On climate, if Europe leads, on chips, Taiwan and South Korea leads, on oil, UAE and Saudi, on AI, the US and China, and on demographics, India and Africa. So it's like having a different superpower for every category. Now, if every power is strong in one area and weak in another, is multipolarity a stable system or is it asking for conflict? Vijay, your views, please.
I think I'll put your phrase in a different way.
Sure.
Multipolar. Can you just repeat that? Multipolar is it? You were saying. Can you
Is
repeat the question?
multipolarity a stable system or is it asking for conflict?
Neither multipolarity is a stable system nor it asks for a conflict. So
Hmm.
that's my first sharp reaction to your question.
Okay.
It is a necessity now for everyone to survive.
Okay. So you mean to say
It,
that there is no one specific country or depending on the issue or the situation, people will tend to take sides.
They will not tend to take side. They will tend to take side of a commercial transaction, what it matters to that particular country. For
Hmm.
example, if you look at US has put the tariff of 50%, 25% as a normal tariff and a 25% on the Russian oil because we are purchasing a lot of Russian oil, importing
Right,
Russian oil.
right,
So there was a stage where like Trump has actually forced his EU is like kind of a mouthpiece of US. Everyone knows that in the market. So he has asked, I think the Trump administration has put pressure on EU to kind of put additional tariffs on India.
right.
But they did not do it because they wanted to do a free trade agreement with India. As you were rightly mentioning, India has got the biggest demographics like no other market can match in the current situation. So no one wants to lose that sort of a market, right? At the end of the day.
Right.
So this clearly says that although EU is a very strong partner of whatever US says EU will do, there are certain transactions EU is acting independent. So
Okay.
as I said, like multipolarity is a necessity. It's no more a choice. It's a necessity. Everyone has to live with it.
So you say it's a need of the hour then.
Definitely. And it's going to continue for next 15, 20 years, I would say.
Right, right. Certainly, the power dynamics have changed by leaps and bounds. So it's no more specific to a single or maybe two or three countries. Uh, in that scenario, it is no more the case probably.
Yeah, before you move to the next question, I think maybe I'm not sidetracking it, but one of the reason is like technology. Like
Right, right, for sure.
if you look 20, 30 years back, people are ignorant and everything, but technology, whether you like it or not, like it gives opportunities to everyone.
Certainly,
I'm not
it gives an edge for sure. It certainly gives an edge.
I'm not sure like how much is more recording time for you. Maybe if you can look at the screen so that we can put a logical conclusion. Actually, I don't want to kind of cut it abruptly today.
Okay,
And
well,
for the interest of
sure.
the audience, like this will be like a four or five kind of a series that we wanted to do on the superpower and how it is going to. Yeah, I think I see it's like what remaining meeting time it shows close to 9 minutes, but I think for the
Okay,
viewers
part one
like
we can comfortably we can give it give it a finish. That's not an issue. Yeah,
no, I'm just
continue
saying that
continue with
for
that.
the yeah, I'm saying like for the viewers, like it would be like a four or a five series, sir. Like we'll do like what we did in tariff, we are going to do the similar thing here. So I think it will be very interesting the more we discuss on this topic. Sorry, like
Right.
I just want to kind of set the context. Yeah, go ahead.
Certainly, certainly, certainly. Well, if I can move on, then some thinkers are calling this new phase transpolar, where alliances don't matter as much as transactions. So countries don't support each other out of loyalty, but out of immediate benefit, as we can see. Do you think that that's where the world is heading right now? A fully transactional world order?
Definitely, like as I said, like now multipolarity is a necessity. When you say multipolarity is a necessity, so that is the macro level. So what is the next level? At a tactical level, it turns down to a transaction.
Right.
If you look at, I'll give one example here for the understanding of the audience. Uh, Prime Minister call MBS like Mohammed bin Salman as his brother. Like
Mhm.
very few he call him as a brother, so he's one of the brothers. We have a very good energy relations and lot of things with Saudi.
Right.
But if you look at 2 months back or less than 2 months back, Saudi has kind of signed a defense pact with Pakistan. Like it means like Pakistani soldiers will kind of fence Saudi's border. In turn, they are going to be given money. So that's what I said. Like this will continue to exist, and everyone will find a lot of new surprises. Like how can that transaction happen, or like how can this transaction happen? So I
Right.
think we
Right.
are in
So
for a lot of surprises. We are in for
adding
a
to
lot
the
of surprises.
adding to your point, yes, there were uh, there was a news that Pakistan armed forces, or maybe military precisely, had uh, given to Saudi on rent or something because of because
No,
given their country's uh,
entire Pakistan is always on rent, so few of them got a premier price. No, little bit, less. Not extremely, but a little bit premier price.
right, right. Well, when it comes to the transpolar age, personally, what I feel is the most interesting possibility is the transpolar world. Just, I mean, throwing my thoughts on this. When the US buys oil from countries it criticizes, China invests in countries it competes with. India is friendly with both the US and Russia. Europe criticizes China but depends on its manufacturing. Middle East trades with everyone. So everyone is everyone's competitor and customer at the same time. So if this continues, the next superpower might not be a single nation at all, but a network of countries, companies, and technologies working together only when their interests match. I mean, this is how I would see things as they are. Now, moving on to, I mean, moving close to the part one segment on this in this particular series, if you had to place a bet, but not a prediction, just a philosophical bet, who or what do you think will define global power in the next 20 years? Your take on that,
I think definitely, like, let's say like I have got $1,000 and I have to bet on like top four superpowers, right? So
right?
definitely US would be there in my portfolio. Like I'll allocate like 20% definitely to USA because it's a declining power. Still, we might see some power in US. So I will definitely put 45% on India. Uh, so because the continuity of the current government is very, very critical for our growth. So it's the third time that already this government is ruling. So we don't know what is going to happen in 29. We wish that they should come back. So just keeping that political this one, I'll put 45% of my money on India, 20% on US, so that goes 65%. I'll have the remaining 35%. Remaining 35%, I'll keep 20% on Russia
Mhm.
and 5% each on China and European Union. So India, US, followed by Russia, China, and European Union. Yeah,
Okay,
that's my bet.
all right. Finally, let's close with this question. As far as this uh, segment of the series is concerned, what's one underrated country or region people should keep an eye on? Something that might surprise the entire world. What's your take on that?
I think definitely India is there, so there's no doubt about it. Like because people are talking now great about India post op Sindur, although like they were unable to digest that fact. But
Okay.
I think we could get some surprises from Latin space in terms of Brazil and some African countries.
Mhm.
That's what I'm looking at.
All right, all right. Well, as part of concluding things in this particular part one of the series, here is the part I find most fascinating. Maybe the next superpower is not a country. Maybe it's a system we build, or maybe it's a technology that we create. Maybe it is the alliance that we shift to, or maybe the real superpower is the one nobody's watching yet. And that's the beauty of this conversation. We are living in the most unpredictable, exciting, and transformative time in modern history. Well, if you enjoyed today's discussion, hit subscribe, share this with someone who loves global politics, and drop a comment telling us who do you think will be the next superpower? Trust me, the future is much more interesting than we imagine. I am Voice Veda. This is On the Mic, and I will see you in the next episode where we explore another topic that might just redefine how we see the world. Har Har Mahadev. Good night. Jai Hind.
Har Har Mahadev, good night, and you're going to see a series of episodes on superpower, and we might take you to a little bit of history as well and little bit of future as well. Today we only spoke about the present. Keep watching. Thank you all. Bye bye.